Bada bing, bada blam. Welcome back to Nando Talk. Sorry for the camera right now. Switching it to the other one. And bada bam, 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 bam. We should be good to go. Welcome back to Nando Talk. Thank you for tuning in live. We just had to fix that camera. Apparently, that's the only way it works. I got to start up StreamYard and then kick to it. But anyways, Victory Monday. The Miami Dolphins have beaten the Detroit Lions 31-27. Tyreek, Tua, Waddle. Welcome. I hope the rest of the NFL knows it, but you are a new big three. Officially cemented it. Tyreek has 974 yards or 976 yards, excuse me. Freaking Waddle is still one of the top fives. They're both balling absolutely left and right. Tua is slinging the rock right now. He is cooking. The Dolphins go up to 5-3. The road to 8-3 continues. And my, oh my, I am beyond impressed with what the Dolphins offense did yesterday. We slid to a 14-0 hole. It looked like it was going to get scary. Tua got sacked. It was getting a bit of pressure. And then we go for it on fourth down. We turn what was supposed to be a 14-3, save it to a 14-7, and bada bing, bada bam. The momentum comes flowing back to our side. We get it pumping. And in the second half, not only was our offense keep putting up that pressure, continuing to score points, but we held those Lions to less than 100 yards and 0 points in the second half. We erased them, shut them down. It was a beautiful sight to see. But Tyreek and Waddle, my, oh my, Nando Baba Booey. Hey, Adam E, thanks for tuning in, boss. In Big A15, let's go Dolphins. Big Victory Monday vibes, guys. Today, that was the kind of win we needed to see from our team. That's the kind of win I wanted to see from McDaniel, from the offense, from Tua. I get it. The Detroit Lions are a below 500 team by far. We're talking about a team that went from 1-5 to 1-6, and that defense has nothing been to write home about. If you own them in fantasy football, you've been having a sorry time owning that Lions defense. But if we're talking about the real world, they actually have performed beyond admirably against Dak, Jalen Hurts, Kirk Cousins. They've limited those offenses. They've limited those quarterbacks, and we'll talk about stats in a second. But the overall argument I'm trying to get at is this Detroit defense isn't as bad as it seemed. And when your offense goes up and you get the pressure, it becomes even easier for the defense. So what did the Dolphins do in light of that adversity, in saying, oh, snap, we've got a 14-0 hole. Oh, snap, that defense is going to come now ready and hungry. What did the Dolphins offense do? Score, score, score. And it's what we talked about, keeping that game turnover free. Tua, 387 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. That's what you want to see. 380 plus yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. I said 327 yards, 3 TDs. And even then I was getting scoffed at of, well, we're not going to have that crazy of a game, but a bit of this, but of that. But no, none of this, none of that, because we went out there and put up numbies. Okay. Tyreek, 180 yards, no touchdowns. That's still has to come. But Jalen Waddle broke 100, 2 tutters. Oh, baby, long catches, good catches on fourth down, making plays. Bada bing, bada bam. That's what I want to see from this Dolphins team, man. I slept very well, rested up. I was exhausted yesterday. I never sleep well before Dolphins games. I'm always nervous, whether we're playing the 1-6 Lions or whether we're playing the Bills, whether we're playing the Chiefs. It doesn't matter. I'm always a nervous wreck. So I was nervous, got on for the stream in the morning, and then I had a little bit way too much to drink at the Twin Peaks. Very, very stressed at the bar, man. But good to go. I had myself fine, man. Put your hands in the air, man. Ooh, I love that stat. Tua is the first Dolphins quarterback in history to have 350 plus yards, 3 passing TDs, and 0 interceptions while completing at least 80% of his passes. So that's a very specific stat, but it also just highlights how good of a game Tua had yesterday. And it's what he needed. It wasn't that Steelers game, which is a win, but a little bit of not the best performance for Tua. This was a win through and through, come back from behind. It's going to be one of those games where we remember for a long time where we think, wow, that's our franchise quarterback. That's Tua Tagovailoa. That's QB1. That team looks different. We talked about how I'm not knocking our backups and Teddy and Skyler. They're great players in their own rights. But when it comes to actually leading this team deep in the fourth, it's tough. You might lose that focus when you don't have a captain talking to you. But captain, QB1, Uno, Tua Tagovailoa talking and screaming in your face, and he was on the sidelines, in the huddles, everywhere. That's a captain. That's a leader. That's what I love to see from my dog. To a man. Our offense needed a game like that. The defense in the second was on fire, but make no mistake, we cannot have D play like that in the first ever again, and coaching needs to fix those penalties. Adam 1,000% agrees. Yes, we cleaned up a lot. We've been cleaning up penalties, but we are still very sloppy, and it's something that definitely needs to change. I have trust and faith in our coaching staff to be able to fix those penalties. I mean, if you've ever been in high school sports, your coach will scream at you, will make you run, whatever, and they'll work out any penalty kinks. Okay, I've got to believe that in the NFL, with what I'm seeing from this 5-3 team, we will clean up those penalties. We'll stop shooting ourselves in the foot. I'm not cutting us any slack by any means. This is something we have to be focused on, but not concerned about. I'd say yes, you could be, I guess, a little concerned, but I'm not Chicken Little right now. I'm not running around, skies falling, head chopped off. No. The penalties are going to correct itself. We are winning in spite of them right now, but we need to eliminate them. I agree, Adam, 1,000%. But our D did come to play in the second half. In the first half, it was a little tough, and we have yet to see the Miami Dolphins 4 quarters, complimentary football through and through, all 3 facets, offense, defense, special teams, just playing perfect ball. I want to see it for a complete game, and when we do, watch out this team. It's scary to think about that way if you want to. Like, yes, it sucks that we haven't played this complimentary ball yet, that we haven't for 4 quarters been a complete team. But the second we do and we flip that switch, we're never going back. When our players see, oh my God, when we play like this, nobody can stop us and it's just a lot easier and we can just ball. Hell yeah. That's what I want to see, Adam. You're right. We need to fix that. We need our D playing like the second half at all times. We need our offense playing like this game at all times. Yeah, you can follow the Nando Talk on Twitter right there. And then Instagram, I've got to start posting there a little bit more regularly, and we're good to go right now, man. Oh, I was drinking so much because I was with my dad, it's a fun time, man. Twin Peaks is a great sports bar. It's a chain in Texas. Also got some bars down here in Florida. They serve beer. The warmest the beer will be there, and it's got a little thermostat, 32 degrees. Everything else, ice cold, bro. You get a man-sized beer, 22 ounces, bada bean, bada fleam. Just start pouring them back. And I get nervous during Dolphins games. It was 14-0, bro. I started with my customary shot of Jack Daniels, big boy beer, down the shot, down the beer. Then the score started getting ugly, and I started downing. But I'm nowhere near an animal, bro. The real animal, my dog, Alan Young. A shout out. If you've ever seen Bob Young, this is my boy, Alan. I've said it on the show. I got season tickets with him. And hey, Alan is a true legend, a wonder of wonders, bro. Tyreek, 2,200 yards. Dude, it's kind of crazy to think that we are on pace for that. Boss man Q, what is up, man? Complimentary football, 4 quarters, for sure. But Alan, you were right, and you were reminding me that I wanted to talk some Tyreek Hill, bro. Where are all the people that said Tyreek Hill is signing in Miami for the money, that he's going to take a downgrade in quarterback, in offensive production, in history, just for some money? That Tua will ruin him, that the Miami Dolphins will never allow him to get over 1,000 yards, that Tyreek Hill will fade into oblivion, that he will never be a Pro Bowl receiver again. That was May, June, bit of April when he first got there. Fast forward to today now, and Alan, you are right. He is on pace to break Calvin Johnson's single-season record. I don't know about 2,200 yards, but the fact that he has 970, I think it's 976, I want to say. He has 976 yards. Oh my freaking God. Okay, we just passed week 8. There are 17 weeks. He's a little bit before 50% of the season. Let's just multiply it by 2, guys. And I'm terrible at math, but even I know that's about 1,950 yards. So you're right. Let's say he gets another 100 yards in that, another 50 yards. Tyreek's cracking 2,000, supposedly, according to the numbers right now. A far cry. You're right. Tyreek's never going to crack 1,000 again because he's going to go for 2,000 yards. Because he's balling left and right, and we've seen those effort plays. Like, we've seen him. There was that ball that some people would like to make fun of. It wasn't the best thrown. What did Tyreek do? Tyreek went up there, grabbed it, took a shot to the back, and held on, and just said a first. Went out for a play, comes back in. Tyreek was left and right everywhere, and I understand he hasn't had a touchdown, but 180 receiving yards is beautiful. Tyreek Hill already has 4 games of over 150 yards as a Miami Dolphin. It's week 8. Okay. Well, now it's going to be week 9. The leading receiver in Dolphins history with over 150 receiving yards, Mark Duper, 6. And I understand that in the past, that type of play style, 150 yards back then was probably like a godly game, like 300 yards or something. But right now, if you just look at that stat alone, it's impressive. And I understand, even in this era alone, 4 games of over 150 yards is ridiculous. And it's not just force feeding Tyreek. What do you want me to do? Ignore the fact that Tyreek Hill is wide open? No, Tua Man is going to dot it up to him. You see the fact that we're opening it up a little bit even more on fourth down, that we're being able to trust to say, hey, this isn't the best defense. We've got the better playmakers. They're hot right now. Let's let it ride. What's 3 yards when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, okay? When you can go over the top and look at that into the breadbasket for a touchdown, okay? Bam, you're right, Alan. Tyreek is balling. I love what I see. And I'm not concerned about the touchdowns so much. Last year in Kansas, he had 9 touchdowns, okay? Tyreek's game has never been about the TDs. It's about been destroying your defense left and right. Just you having to worry about this freak of nature who can catch the ball short, take the top off, burn you deep, even giving it out of the backfield. Tyreek Hill, worth every penny. Every penny, okay? Sean, I did see your text, bro. I will text you after the show. I had a little bit of a late start after class today, so that's also why I went, the schedule says 1:30 for me to stream. I actually went 1:55 today, but we're all good. Thanks for tuning in, boss man. Hey, man, Alan is the greatest wingman, bro. Alan is also doesn't need a wingman. Alan is Maverick, bro. A beast. Fins up, Adam. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Sadowski. We're good and rocking right now. Victory Monday. Tuning in for the good vibes. The road to 8-3 continues. Okay, man. He doesn't get TDs because he gets double covered in the red zone, leaves someone open else. Gesicki, you're right, big boss. Big Mike Gesicki. And we love to see that. I get it. 3 catches, 38 yards, the touchdowns is not the greatest, it's not the greatest stat line, but I don't care. I wanted 4 catches, 38 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You got 3 catches, 38 yards, and a touchdown. So, Gesicki, you let me down by 1 catch, 1 touchdown. All good, brother. I still respect your game. I am a fan of it because if Mike opens up that red zone more, and you're right, you bring up that great point, Alan, that Tyreek isn't really the red zone guy for us. Neither is Waddle at times. But big boy Mike, if you can do that, if you can open your 6'6" frame, the 250-pound body of yours, and just keep getting those my balls in the end zone, whatever it may be, whether it's on third down, critical catches, touchdowns, Mike, you'll have a role. And I'm down for it, man. I just need a big body. And Mike Gesicki, it's you. So what is up, everyone? Yeah, Grand Azir, Adam Sadowski, Adam Ian, welcome to the chat right now. What are my thoughts on the trade rumors today? Well, Adam, which one? I have heard the little rumor that maybe the Dolphins were going for Kareem Hunt, Jack Conklin. If we are offering a first-round pick, no thank you. I mean, I understand that maybe that trade would be like a Byron Jones, Mike Gesicki deal. That's fine. But if we're offering picks as well, choose 2 of those 3. I'm not giving up Byron, Mike, and a first rounder for Jack Conklin and Kareem Hunt when there are talks that Kareem might be going for a 3rd rounder. Jack, which is okay. Mike Gesicki, if we don't sign him, he walks away as a 3rd rounder this year. So, okay, let's say a Mike for Kareem. Even that deal is like, whoa, I don't know if I'm trading my stud tight end for Kareem running back. I'd have to sit and think about that one. That's one that I would have to sit in the shower for a while, at least 20 minutes, and say, do I want Mike Gesicki or Kareem Hunt? That's how torn I am right now. It might seem like an obvious answer to you, but with how Raheem Mostert's playing and with how unique of a player Mike Gesicki it is, I understand he's not being utilized to his full role, but I like Big Mike just for that idea and that oozing potential that if we can tap into his red zone ability, he'd be a game changer for us in that end zone, man. Yeah. Oh, the Chubb, it's Bradley Chubb, right? Because if it's Nick Chubb, whoa. That's a whole nother type of running back. Bradley Chubb from the Broncos, though, I agree. If we really want to activate our pass rush, that could be an interesting move. I mean, this is never going to happen, but if I'm getting anyone from the Broncos, it's Pat Surtain Jr. Call me, boss man. We'll send Byron Jones your way. We'll figure it out, and you'll be bada bing, bada boom, good to go. Okay, that would be choice. But for going for Chubb, it would be kind of nice. It might be a little expensive, man. And we would have to probably re-sign him to a big money deal next year for it to be even worth it. I'm not so sure if Chubb is the linebacker I'm going for. He's a nice pass rusher, but a part of me is still holding out hope for a guy like Shaq Thompson. But the Panthers might be turning it around. I think they might be done trading. I wouldn't be opposed to getting Bradley Chubb, but that's another one where, like, I don't know if I'm getting a first round pick for Bradley Chubb. Cam Akers. Okay. I know you talked with on a Rams channel, boss. So Cam Akers, low key. You give either Chase Edmonds or Myles Gaskin for Cam Akers. If we can get Cam Akers on the cheap, he just seems to have fallen out of like in the Rams back room. It doesn't seem like Sean McVay has really of a plan for him, and he said he's open to pursuing a trade, and Cam Akers has been inactive. If Mike McDaniel, who has a pretty good handle on what the NFC West running back room really looks like, think about it, he did sign Chase Edmonds, Sony Michel, Raheem Mostert. If all that is the case, and we can get Cam Akers, I'd be down. I'd love to see what Mike McDaniel could do with that guy. Maybe a little career resurgence. That'd be a fun one. I agree. No first for the Hunt Conklin rumors. No way. I would send a first for Chubb, though. Okay, if you were sending a first for Chubb, then we've got to re-sign him. Like, that would have to be like, yo, he's part of the plan to be part of this big pass rush, and then I'd be down. If we're setting a first for Chubb, well, obviously it means we're locking him up. But like Hunt and Conklin, I just don't see a first rounder for them, especially if we include Gesicki and Byron. But hey, we'll see, man. There was talks that if we're setting a first round in Cleveland, maybe they might even add Greedy Williams. I don't know all about that jazz, but we'll see how it's rocking so far. Let me get a little closer. Byron Jones is probably untradeable. Yeah, he would not pass the physical 1,000%. That's why it's like it's not really, you can't trade injured players. Cam Akers is worth a low draft pick now. Yeah, if you give him like a 4th, 5th rounder, or if you trade him like a back and a low pick, that could be nice. That could be a nice play, especially since it seems like we don't really have a role for Myles Gaskin. We even used Savon Ahmed this past weekend over him. I could be happy with that. Your idea is to the Hunt trade minus the first, then send the first to Denver for Chubb because we would have freed up money with moving Gesicki in Cleveland. That's a pretty good point. If we do make this little deal around of moving Gesicki, or if we trade away like a guy like Gaskin or Cedric Wilson and start opening up a little bit more cap, and then we trade for Chubb, could be a very interesting next 24 hours, gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen. But ooh, baby, Adam, I love that idea. Now you've got me tantalized. Now I'm going to look into this after this stream. We are going till 3:00 today. I will be dropping the link in the chat if anyone wants to come up for the Victory Monday vibes. But dang, it's always fun talking trade rumors too, because that's what you can do when you're 5-3, baby. When you're on the road to 8-3 and things are looking good, headed your way. Bada bing, bada bam. Why would I not be looking ahead to trading? Because this is clearly a contending Miami Dolphins team. As long as we play complimentary football, all 4 downs, and we continue to rock. Sorry, I'm trying to get my little bracelet thingy over my mic. It fell down. Alrighty. It's not really working, but whatever. Who cares? And bang, bang, bang. The Bucks are thin at tight end, receiver, and running back. Yeah, no, we could definitely trade with the Bucks for some kind of move. They have a nice defense. That would be interesting to get some players around. There's a lot. That's a question I'd like to pose to the chat. Would you rather see a move for like offensive line or running back, or for linebacker secondary? Like which, or pass rush linebacker or secondary? Like, are you seeing a defensive or an offensive trade for us more? I would love to obviously say that offensive line is the first point of question. All right. But at the end of the day, like, even if we trade for an offensive lineman, I don't know if we're getting a starting offensive lineman without sacrificing first round picks, like players on top of that, and then having to work up a lot of money. So a linebacker or secondary piece is probably easier, especially on the cheap or on the more of the rental side, or getting a young guy who needs a change of scenery. And then running back, again, I don't like paying too much for a running back. So unless we're getting a guy like a Cam Akers or a disgruntled back somewhere, like I don't want to pay a lot. There's talks about maybe even reuniting McDaniel with Jeff Wilson. Now that Christian McCaffrey's over in San Francisco. Jeff Wilson's been running very nice this season. It was to the point where I was a little surprised when San Francisco went for Christian McCaffrey, but I guess they're going all in, chips to the center of the table. And hey, if that opens up the possibility of the Dolphins getting a guy like Jeff Wilson Jr., I'm with it. Mike McDaniel has tons of familiarity with him. He'd be the rare opportunity to plug in and play a running back, any piece in general, but a running back right now wouldn't miss a hitch with our offense. What, he's got to practice handoffs with Tua with the lefty? Sure. Besides that, bam, I think that'd be a nice trade. Yeah, Nando, good job. In order, I'd like to see the trade 1 DB, 2 O line, 3 linebacker, 4 running back. In the light of the Liam Eichenberg going down and our offensive line depth taking another hit, I would probably say O line, DB, and then linebacker, running back. That's pretty solid, exactly where I have it. But like I said, Adam, I agree with your order because I don't think we'll get a starting offensive lineman anytime soon without sacrificing a way too much capital that I don't want to. So yes, DB, offensive line, linebacker, running back. Because it was a little tough seeing the Lions just dust us at time for long plays. Our secondary played their hardest, and they came ready second half. But that first half, it was clear that there were some big growing pains that I'm going to be very scared if we play other teams that are not the Detroit Lions. Yeah, I agree. That's why I want DB over linebacker, pass rush in general. I think that if the Miami Dolphins get more help in that secondary, if we get closer to that lockdown secondary that we had last year, that we were supposed to have entering this year, you can go back. Think about it, guys. At one point, we were supposed to have Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, Javon Holland, and Brandon Jones all rocking. And then we would have had the luxury of having guys like Joe Williams, maybe Cater Go, who still comes up somehow, even through all that. Clayton Fitzgerald, Eric Rowe, like they would have become dead pieces. Now we're bumping everyone up, starting, and we're asking our linebackers to help in that coverage to mask that area. I'd love to see some secondary help via trade, and then we can get our offensive line, our pass rushing linebackers to just get after the opposition, get after the quarterback, and bam, bring him to the ground, please. No more Jalen Phillips rushing. No more Jalen Phillips dropping into coverage. Please let Jalen Phillips absolutely get after the QB, dog this man, and send him into the ground. Send him to the shadow realm. We ride. Yeah. CB, offensive line. Oh, yeah. Center, offensive tackle, running back. Yeah, if we are going for offensive line, it seems like we'll probably play for maybe, well, now that Liam's down, maybe a tackle. But again, like getting a starting tackle this deep in the season is most likely not happening. So going for a center is still the preferred move because, again, it's an addition by addition. You get the center, and then, bam, we just had to start Robert Jones at left guard when Liam Eichenberg went down. You get a center. You move Connor Williams back to guard. You get a starting center who's actually a center at that position, and bam, the offensive line looks so much better. But I digress. Right now, cornerback or offensive lineman. Top 2 moves that I want to see from the Miami Dolphins because I'm okay with Raheem Mostert. I like the way he runs. He runs hard. He's fast. If we are going to make a running back move, let it be some smaller complimentary move because I don't think we're going to swing big. I don't even want us to swing. I can't think of a running back that I'm swinging big on this point in the season. The biggest running back available right now might be Antonio Gibson. I don't think that's a world changer for the Miami Dolphins offense right now. So damn straight I have other priorities besides offensive running back right now. I want to see more from the rushing attack for the Dolphins, but that can greatly be solved with a better offensive line. So let's see. What's if I'm going to improve something, it's got to be O-line. But that's a lot of trade talk. Whew. What would you guys want to see traded? If there's any rumors you guys have seen or heard, I'd love to address them. It'd be a nice time. And yeah, Grant is here. Average center would be huge. Like Connor Williams, Robert Hunt would be massive on either side, just assisting him and allowing the young guys like Robert Jones to just keep developing, keep learning. Let Applebaum get his hands into you and fix whatever the pass regime so obviously did to our offensive line. Let's move this camera a little bit. Thank you for tuning in so far, guys. It is Nando Talk Victory Monday vibes. Drop a like, comment, subscribe if you want to. That'd be greatly appreciated. The road to 450 continues, and the road to 8-3 continues for the Miami Dolphins. Let's go. We're almost to the 30-minute mark. I have put in the link in the chat. I'll put it again if you want to come up and tune in for the Victory Monday vibes. But we did beat the Lions 31-17, guys. LOL. How funny is that these cats just, I love just making fun of other teams when we win. I get it that the Lions are 1-5 now, 1-6, but we still won. And any given Sunday, every team can come out there and play hard. Let's show a little bit more why it counts. I'm trying to pull up my stats, but my computer's trying to be a little slow right now. But this is a Lions team that has played hard. They play well for Dan Campbell, and it's not to be totally discredited what the Miami Dolphins did. 31-17. We played hard. We played tough out there. And it's what I want to see more often from this team is just continued offense. Okay. Again, Tua, 382 yards, 3 TDs, an 80.5 completion percentage, a 138.7 passer rating, and a freaking win. Okay. Tyreek Hill, 180 yards, and a freaking win. Jalen Waddle, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a Fins win. Okay. And that's all I want, man. Oof. That Lions defense, guys, that's the stat I wanted to see. That they held Kirk Cousins to 24 for 41, 58% completion percentage. Dak to 0 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts to 20 to 43 yards and 0 TDs. And this stat has included Bailey Zapp. Zappy hour, I'm not even going to include you, okay? Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, 3 great QBs. And I understand that the Lions, they let up a bunch of rushing in those games to kind of offset those poor passing performances, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the Dolphins still were able to pass on that Lions. Okay. If the Lions plan is to shut down the passing and then lean on the run and they lose, that's their problem. We never let them get to that point because we passed and passed and passed, and Tua, no turnovers as well. Yes, did he get rattled a bit? Was there some pressure? Sure, but it was not enough to derail this Dolphins offense. That's what I want to see, man. Oh, baby. Just touchdowns on touchdowns, man. No turnovers. And why would he, man? That's what Tua does. He plays good, solid football where he's not losing the ball. He's putting our offenses in position to succeed, letting his playmakers take the work. And that's what I said yesterday in my pregame preview. That's all I wanted. I wanted 327 yards, 3 touchdowns, and let Tua just let Tyreek and Waddle cook. Let them do the heavy lifting. And lo and behold, it works out for the Dolphins. And it's not a knock on Tua. You might call him a game manager. You might say that he's not going to do this against other teams in the NFL, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, blah. As long as the Miami Dolphins are winning games and we have not lost a game this season where Tua has started and finished, oh, baby, why am I going to be concerned on ifs, ands, or buts? The fact is, the reality is the Dolphins are hot right now and we're winning. If we can add some pieces like we talked about from some trades, that'd be beautiful. But right now, I'm fine with Miami Dolphins. I'm okay with the coaching. I'm okay with the vision that we're building. We talked about beating Chicago. That's easy, man. I'll give it right now on Victory Monday. We're going to absolutely smack the Chicago Bears. Yeah, they're getting a little hotter. Yeah, they're turning it up. But the Lions are a better team than the Bears. Okay, and we just beat them. We've beaten much better teams in Chicago right now. I'm not afraid of Justin Fields. Even if he is turning it up a notch, it's not enough. Okay. We'll go into Chicago and we will beat. We will go. I said 28-17 for the Lions. It was a little closer than that, but we'll finally start putting up some points. Okay. Let's go for a nice little 38 to we'll say 38-20. Okay. 38-20. Beat the Bears by 2 touchdowns. Second game on the road, the Dolphins offense continues to light it up, and the road at 8-3 continues. I like that. I haven't even looked at the game one tad. I'll take a 38-20 victory over the Chicago Bears. I'll see you guys next Monday, huh? But back to reality. When it comes to the lines, I'll never discredit that win. Like, is anyone actually upset that we beat the Detroit Lions? And it almost feels like damned if you do, damned if you don't, when the Dolphins beat the Lions, it's they beat the Lions. They're 1-6 now. They was to be expected. Who cares about their offensive performance? Who cares about the fact that Tyreek and Waddle are a historic NFL receiving duo right now? That Wombo combo is putting up numbers that have never been seen before in the NFL. Who cares that Tua is the only quarterback with an 112 passer rating, that he had over 380 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a clean game, allowed his defense to do what they needed to do because he just let them rest. He didn't put them in bad situations, didn't turn over the ball and give them poor field situations. No, they kept a grinding. And that's all I want from my Miami Dolphins, man. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. They don't give you the credit when it's against the Lions. And then if you lost, oh, you better believe every single hater would have said, oh, well, that's typical Miami Dolphins. This, look at that. The Lions, they beat them. But no, the Dolphins won. And so I don't have to play in that fantasy world. And we'll keep winning. From 3-3 to 4-3 to 5-3, the road to 8-3 continues. Oh, baby. I'm very happy with what I've seen so far from this Miami Dolphins team and the growth from week to week as we get healthier, as we get more comfortable in this Mike McDaniel system, as Mike McDaniel himself starts to become a better coach, because I was never expecting baby Don Shula from week 1. Okay. There's been some slight things, some head scratching concerns, some weird play calls, some weird judgment calls. But at the end of the day, the Miami Dolphins are 5-3. So why am I going to be upset? Victory Monday. We just beat the Lions 31-27, whether it was 100-0, 3-2, 2-0, a win is a win. And I will always subscribe to that logic. I will always believe that. Why would I be hurt or upset that my Dolphins have won a game? Whoever the opponent is, I don't decide the schedule. The Dolphins don't decide the schedule. This isn't college where you're calling programs in ahead of time and say, hey, would you mind playing? Oh, I know we're better than you, but we'll pay you X amount of money so that you can get broadcast on TV and we'll smack the ever-living crap out of you. Thank you. Oh, look at our inflated record. No, this is the NFL. It's made by schedule makers years ahead of time. They don't factor into all this tanks and ups and downs. The schedule is made, and you can predict what the schedule will be made. And I don't want to do that. I'm not going to bore you right here, but you can tell who you're going to play based on what you finish in every year, what division it takes to play next year in the AFC and in the NFC, how you're going to rotate it around, and bam. Okay, it's very simple. So the rest of the AFC East plays a very similar schedule to us. To discredit our schedule is ridiculous. Okay. All we need to do now is 5-3. We beat the Bears. Bam. 6-3. Okay. Then, I love this little cheat sheet over here. Then we beat the Browns at home and we enter the bye 7-3. Exactly what I predicted. And I'm not one to do victory laps, but it's more of the fact that there was some concern of, oh, we lost to the Jets. Oh, we lost to the Bengals and to the Vikings. But if we enter 7-3 into the bye week, isn't that what we all wanted? As I assume we all had very similar thought processes on what games the Dolphins can win and what they couldn't. Now, did we win some unexpected games in the Bills and the Ravens game? Of course. Did we lose some unexpected losses? Of course. But if we're 7-3 entering the bye week, and then we come and we play the headless Texans, and we're 8-3 before that big, scary road stretch of the Niners, the Chargers, the Bills, then coming back to play the Packers, then going to the Patriots, and then coming back to play the Jets. If we're 7-3 and then 8-3 right before that stretch, watch out, because this Miami Dolphins team is going to finish 12-5 at least and go to the playoffs. That's the energy we're starting to feel, and it's different than last year, where last year when we had our primetime win over the Ravens and we used that to respark the energy to bring us back to 500, to go from 1-6 to 7-7. Like, that's what we needed to see the Miami Dolphins, and that's the energy I wanted. That's the energy we have this year, except we're in a much more favorable situation. We got that energy back when we were 3-3. We went to 4-3, and now we're already over 500. And now the team is going, instead of saying, "Hey, my goal is to go on a win streak to, hit over 500 and maybe make the playoffs." It's, we're already 500. Let me hit that win streak. Let me keep going. Let me keep that pressure up, and I'm going to make the playoffs with the boys, and it's going to be an epic time in Miami. And that's the kind of energy we're seeing in Miami. And I always, and you know me, I'm a big vibes guy. Despite the fact that vibes are a terrible word to use in sports analytics, the vibes of this Miami Dolphins team, 1,000% different, night and day, when you have your captains and your offensive pieces out there ready to lead your team. Okay. There was never a point in yesterday's game. Well, okay, I won't say never, because that is why I had a little bit too much to drink yesterday. When we were down 14-0 and we got sacked and it looked like it was going to be an ugly game for the Dolphins, I heard 2 more shots. I was terrified. Okay. It was the one moment in the game where I was scared. And then when we got that 4th down, and then when we scored, I was like, "Oh my God, this is going to be a fun game." I turned to my dad and I said, I'm not drinking both of these. You have to have one because I need to remember this game. He declined, so I had to take the shots anyways. But the point is that fear immediately dissipated in my heart. I immediately saw, wow, this offense is ready to play from the start. And it's not something we've always seen from this Dolphins team. Yes, it was. I'm not saying from the start, but you know what I'm talking about. From the first quarter, we were there ready to rock. And the Dolphins, if they can continue that kind of play style, that energy, this Dolphins team is going to go a long freaking way. Okay. I love to see it, man. I love to see that from the Dolphins team. You talk about McDaniel from the beginning of the season was talking about his team. He wanted to see what they can do in the light of adversity. A 14-0 deficit against a 1-5 team, a weaker team would have crumbled. A softer team mentally would have just been like, "McDaniel, I don't know what's happening right now. We're losing 14-0. I'm sorry, coach. We're going to choke and goof this game." The Dolphins of old would have gotten their asses handed to them yesterday after 14-0. And that's where that initial fear came in my heart. And then I remember, these are the new age Dolphins. These are the Mike McDaniel era Dolphins. Okay. This is 2 year 3. This is Javon Holland still leading out there with that defense. Say what you want about that D in the first half, but Javon Holland was out there hidden. Okay. Letting his presence be known. I'm sorry for hitting the mic, but I'm getting excited just remembering that game yesterday. And that is fuel for the long winter, for those dark, cold nights where this offense doesn't seem like it's a Magic Madden team every single week. Remember that there is capable of greatness and good moments, and we all want that consistency. But we are growing, and I truly believe that we are still on the way to the McDynasty that we all laughed and joked about in the offseason. And it's one of the reasons why I want us to trade picks. But if this team thinks that we have enough to win, can you truly blame them for not wanting to sacrifice first and second rounders when they know that they can use that to keep reloading every year and continue to build? Like, if this team has a vision, I'm not going to force them to say, "You need to trade your first or second rounder right now, or the season's canceled," when we're 5-3. Come on, guys. This is a good Dolphins team. This is a very good team. What we need to see is improvement on the coaching staff, tightening that leash and letting our talented players know, you guys have the talent, but it means nothing without discipline, without playing hard, whistle to whistle, snap to snap, every moment. The Dolphins cannot let up on the gas a single time, okay? The defense, first half was a little sketchy, okay? Second half, under 100 yards for the Detroit Lions, 0 points. Night and day difference. The Dolphins offense this week compared to the Dolphins offense last week, night and day difference. If this Dolphins team puts it all together, the pieces all finally click, holy hell, what is the ceiling for this team? Okay, there was the talks that this is not a team that can win a playoff game because a win over the Lions means nothing? Not to me. To me, a win over the Lions shows that this team is another step closer to figuring it out, and another step closer to figuring it out, and not losing and figuring it out, but winning and figuring it out, and winning whatever way it takes to win week by week, because that's what good teams do. Good teams do not sit there and say, "Oh, well, our win doesn't count because we actually only won by 1 point. We should tell Goodell, hey, change our win-loss record." No, wins are wins. And you look to next week and how I'm going to beat the next opponent and how I'm going to keep improving. And as long as the Dolphins can keep focusing on that, we'll beat the Bears. We'll go back and we'll beat the Browns. We'll beat the Texans. And then by the time we beat the Texans, think about where we'll be. It'll be right after the bye week. After a bye week where the Dolphins coaching staff will have been able to sit down there for a week and say, hey, we're this close. We are one step away from just boom, sliding in that block and everything fits together. After extra weeks against preparation against the Bears and the Browns. Entering the bye week, I truly believe that the Dolphins, if we're 7-3, will use that time to figure out how to play that complementary football all 4 quarters, all 3 aspects of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, and just not let up and just continue burying teams. And then we'll see it all unfold against the Texans. And if the game plan is hidden, I'd originally projected 8-3, then a loss to the Niners, win to the Chargers, loss to the Bills, win to the Packers. We might beat those Niners and Chargers if we're nice and hot and firing all cylinders. Even my dogs are barking right now. They know how hype I'm about to get because this Dolphins team is on the verge of truly being great. We talked about it in the offseason that this is the best Dolphins team on paper we've seen in the last 10, 20 years. And now it's coming to fruition. Now it is becoming true. Now we are actually seeing that this is by far the most talented team. And I'm going to have to tell my dog to shut up. If he's being loud, I'll have to let him know. But hey, your other show's about to start, boss. No worries, man. Yeah, I'm probably going to go for another 15, 20 minutes anyways. So talk about he said to linebacker coach to fix that shit in the game if you read lips. Okay. Yeah, I saw you got a couple comments. Sorry, man. I kind of went on I went locked in for a bit, bro. But I will talk about this. Because we talked about, man, the coaching staff has been, I have to believe, Sam Madison and Patrick Taylor going around the other coaches and saying, we're doing our job. Our guys have gone down left and right, and we're coaching up. We've been showing you that we didn't just start coaching Gator Gohu. We've been coaching him since May. Okay. We didn't just start working in these guys. Guys like Keon Crossan, Kahu, like they've been coming up ready to go, ready to lock in. So when Mike McDaniel is screaming at his linebacker coach to get his act together, of course he has that right, man. He's the head coach. That's what I want to see. Fiery. Okay. I want to see him getting after it because Baker is Jerome Baker. Like, again, he's not a true middle linebacker, inside linebacker. Then you have freaking Channing Tindall, who I wanted to see him actually get used and in the correct ways. And it's mind-boggling why he hasn't. So Mike McDaniel expects more for him. Yeah, that's right now. It's probably the weakest area of our defense. If he can get his act together, which I do believe he can, and his name is escaping me. That's why I keep calling him. But hey, linebacker coach for the Miami Dolphins. Step it up. Get it up. Get your act together. And Mike McDaniel won't have to scream at you. I'm all good with that, boss. This team expects greatness. I expect greatness from this team. I just think we're going to do it. This team reminds me, before you go, bro, since you're always so helpful, man, tune in later on Finn's side later. You know, what's the show grade this year so I can actually give it a shout out. This team reminds me of his team who pick up steam later in the year and go under the radar in the playoffs and can make a deep run. I agree, man. It's really like I thought we would have had our steam by now if Tua hadn't gone down. Yes, maybe we would have figured out all these little kinks earlier. Maybe we would still be 5-3. Who knows? Any given Sunday. I'm not going to delve too much into the past, but I agree. I think that this team can resemble that San Francisco 49ers team that figures it out, clicks at one point, and then the defense and the offense match up, sync up, the stars align, and we're good to go on some nice time. Bam, bam, bam. Hey, no worries, bro. it does get a little repetitive. That's why I was wondering how I would feel about the daily 1 hour shows, because I don't like to just get up here and spam around. But we'll keep adjusting the show, you know. Hopefully, there's a little bit more news. I think tomorrow will be a little bit more of an exciting episode. Right now, it's just Victory Monday. So, yeah, today is purely just vibes after just dissecting a bit. I would love to hear little bit more about some trade rumors or even Liam Eichenberg. I have not heard an update on Liam Eichenberg's knee. It seems to maybe be for the year, which would, again, if Liam Eichenberg is down, would make us want to trade for an offensive tackle or just shore up that offensive line depth in general. But yeah, I just searched up Liam Eichenberg. I haven't got anything in the last 20 hours, um, which is literally game time yesterday. So what the heck? Um, yeah, nope. And I'm not paying for a Sun Sentinel article, so you can screw that. I tried, guys. Bang, 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 bang. No, hey, it's a valid point. You know, from a non Dolphins fan as well. You know, you always like to appreciate that on the on the channel, bro. It's always about the good feedback, the good vibes, bro. Victory Mondays, though, I haven't done one in a while. I haven't been this excited for the Dolphins team. I'm probably going on just for another 15 guys. It's unless there's some questions in the chat, I'm probably just gonna just talk about my Dolphins and how excited I am for them, man. Where do I want us to see us improve? Oh, you'll be down for the Jets game in January? Gotta link up for a beer. Hey, Adam, first beer on me, boss. I've actually owed a lot of people beers that I've said first beer on me, and no one's ever collected on them. So, Adam, I would love if you could add into that, man. I've want to get more into meeting more Dolphins fans, just connecting with more Fins fans. Again, the channel is growing. We are starting to get a little bit more interactions, a little bit more people watching. So I do appreciate that. And thank you for tuning in. But if you ever run into me, I'm bad with faces, I'm bad with names. So tap me, say hello, and just say, hey, what's up, Nando? And I'll make the connection and beer on me anytime you run into me. Whether it's the stadium, whether we're at a bar, whether we're at a freaking Dick's Sporting Goods, man, I'll get you at least a Gatorade, something, just for the support of the channel. But Adam, if you come to the game, bro, easily beer. Screw a MetLife takeover. We're going good right now. The Jets suck. We'll win. We'll boot them from the playoff race if they even have a shot by then. Because think about it, they're going to drop it. They dropped a game yesterday. They're going to drop against the Bills. Against just keep up the pressure. The Bills, they play the Pats again. Oh my God, it's not going to look pretty for the Jets. But hey, collecting at the second round, I appreciate that, bro. Hey, I'm not sure where you're sitting. Section 349, row 23. If anyone ever sees it, you can definitely hear me if you're nearby. You can see me getting loud and up and down and every down. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, that's what I want to see, man. That's the vibes. Well, the point is to go for an hour, though, bro. I'm trying to hold myself accountable to an hour of streaming at least a day, you know? Even if I'm out of news and there's 12 minutes left, man, we can always speculate and vibe and talk, brother. You know, it's not always the worst time to talk with some good Dolphins fans. Hey, if you collect and get the second round, bro, I appreciate that, man. You collect that first round and you offer the second round, we're going to good back, man. Boom, boom. Oh, baby. Waiting for confirmation for your brother-in-law, but it looks like ooh, box seats from his work. If not, then you'll grab some of the secondary market. Yeah, no, and that's something I definitely need to lay into Miami Dolphins fans. If you are selling your tickets, sell them to Dolphins fans like Adam. Contact Big E, Dolph Freaky. There are so many resources available so that you are not selling your tickets to the other team. Okay. It is a wonder we won on prime time when there were about 35% terrible towels, which I get it. It's a Sunday night game. People want to travel and it's Miami. And we are a destination zone. So there are going to be opposing teams. But if we can limit that and we can create an actual home field advantage, Again, it'll greatly improve our chances of actually winning. If somehow the Miami Dolphins were to secure a home playoff berth, I need to see that decked out in aqua. Okay, I cannot see anyone selling their tickets to the team. Again, Miami wants to make the money, but whether you're in the box seats or whether you're buying off the secondary market, sell them to a Dolphins fan. Dolphins fans, come to games if you want to. That's sick. Adam will be waiting for you and your brother-in-law. That'll be a sick vibe. Okay. Definitely come through, man. Come through. It'll be a good one. Oh. And to answer this, an hour of what? Dolphins fans and Dolphins talk, bro. An ideal world as the channel progresses, I'll keep dropping the link and someone will come up and talk with me and we'll be able to discuss some good Dolphins talk. But as of now, we're solo dolo, my friend. I rely on the great help of the people of the chat. So thank you for keeping me engaged and involved, especially on slower news days like this. We're talking about the Dolphins offense, though we're talking about the Dolphins defense. And we'll go for that 1 hour mark, man. We'll reach the last 10 minutes and we'll be able to get it out as we talk about forever. No, brother, no worries, man. Hey, Small Fry Nando is still coming up, man. We just fixed the camera. We're still working on improving the audio. No shame. No, I'm not looking for anything. I'm not expecting anything. I'm having a fun time right now just talking, you know. So we're vibing. We're vibing. But I do appreciate the constructive criticism. I will try to have some backup content in the event of situations like this arising. So I'll have some stuff. So I'm not just rambling and relying on the good people of the chat to help me continue, you know. But hey, no worries, bro. If you're at office, if you're at the work, I even appreciate that there are people out there listening to me while they're at work. You know, that's sick. Whether it's you're allowed to or whether you're risking it, still greatly appreciated, Fernando. Your group still has one ticket to the Bills game in your section. We're refusing to sell to the Bills fans in their own building. Hey, man, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Exactly, man. They're just, oh, you're talking about going to the Bills, the Bills game and like the Bills Dolphins game up in Buffalo. I'm actually really interested in going to that game just because I've always wanted to go to a game behind enemy lines. I failed to go to the MetLife takeover this year. And I really don't like Patriots fans, so I don't want to go to Boston and just deal with all that. Okay. Here's Zappy Hour or Mac Jones. I don't like the vibe out there at Gillette. Okay. So I would think about going to Orchard Park, though. You know, that's a pretty hype. Oh, yeah. I think you were making wings the other day. Yeah, man. A big vibe in Buffalo, man. Freaking might go. Might have to check that stadium out, man. If there's an away game I'm looking at the end of the season, I don't think I'm going to make it in time for the Cali games. It would be a dream, okay, to go to a Niners or a Chargers game. I've never been to the West Coast. I've been to Buffalo and I've been to Boston, so it's not like I'm particularly aiming at those two games, and those games will be there for the rest of my life. I can always go to Buffalo and to Boston. But since they're the later ones of the season, there's a chance that I might go to one of those away games. So if I go to Buffalo, I will definitely let you know, boss man Adam. Ah. Oh, yeah, you do have the ticket. I mean, don't hold it for my account. You know, if you can sell it, brother. I'll figure something out. But if it is still on the table and I end up committing to this trip, it'd be a nice vibe. I mean, the only thing is I'd probably try to be going with someone else. So like probably one of my season ticket mates. I mean, the more the merrier. If they all want to come, that's awesome. I just doubt more than one of them want to go up to Buffalo. Think about it. Wow, I mean, we're in Miami, man. It's gonna be tough to get people to go up to Buffalo. No offense, Adam, but I mean, just a bit more of a destination zone. Dang. I don't think there's any really concern I have for the Miami Dolphins in the next coming games besides offensive line depth. And if we solve that through trade, that'd be beautiful. Same thing with our secondary depth. I believe that is the priority. There are talks and rumors that we might make a deal. You know, Greedy Williams is disgruntled in Cleveland. I think Will Jackson is disgruntled in Washington. There's definitely potential place for some secondary help out there. Same thing with linebackers. especially if Mike McDaniel is telling his linebacker coach to get his shit together. We're not happy with our linebacker performance. So I would say those are probably the areas that I am going to think of the Miami Dolphins improving of in a trade. I might look into some trade rumors after this and make a trade deadline rumor videos. Um, but until then, I'm not going to speculate too much without talking out of my rear end, Hey, Adam, on Twitter, I assume you're just Adam E. If so, I will DM you after this. Again, my camera is my phone, so I cannot use Twitter right now. But any event, if you don't mind, bro, just shooting me a DM, that'd be awesome. Then I can just figure it out a little bit better. I don't want to DM the wrong Adam by accident. Adam Sadowski, if you're still in the chat, you're awesome, bro. But hey, Adam E, you're a legend as well, bro. We're still vibing though. The Miami Dolphins. Again, Victory Monday, guys. Thank you for tuning in so far. I'm going to use the last 5 minutes of the show to start wrapping up. It was, I ate, and I'm going to write this in my notes real quick. What? What is this? All right. Command Shift 3. We're taking a screenshot of my page. Or not. All right. Aiton 1823. I will remember. MCJB, I saw you just pop in the chat. What is up, brother boss man? Hey, Eaton 1823. Bam, I got you. Yeah, you may follow me on Twitter through here. Always check it out. I just broke 3,600 followers on Twitter, so thank you guys for the continued support. I tweet my zaniness, my fun takes, my in the moment reactions, and just try to be funny occasionally on Twitter. Sometimes it works, mostly just positive vibes and rah-rahing the Miami Dolphins, but it all works out, man. Instagram, I've got to upload a little bit more. Curse you, IG, for removing IG, IGTV, and now the limit is 15 minutes instead of basically like 10 hours or something. So streams will probably have to get more for clips, but hey, definitely check out IG as well. And if you're still here, drop a like, a comment, greatly helps for the video. But subscribe as well would be awesome. Check me out on Nando Talk, always giving the positive vibes about the Miami Dolphins. We recently just started streaming an hour a day. We're trying to go 1:30 to 2:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or 2 to 3 Tuesday, Thursday. Might just switch it to 2 to 3 just throughout the entire week just to make things a little easier. But Grandis has made a great point. I should definitely try to at least have news throughout the entire thing, or on days that I can't get to an hour, take the L, bite the bullet, and just not strain you guys out. But MCJB, always a legend. Check him out. Great Fins rapper, great bars, great content, and most importantly, awesome vibes from the Spitmaster MCJB. Thanks for tuning in, boss. Also has a channel too, so just check that out. And of course, my Wi-Fi wanted a fritz right when I was giving MCJB a shout out, man. I might do 15-minute videos and then longer streams. You know what I'm saying? That's really my thinking right now. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to switch over to. Now I'm gonna have to jump off the Wi-Fi, and this is gonna cut out for a second. So, oh no, it fixed itself. Okay. Yeah, streaming 15 minutes a day. I'm going to do probably 10 to 15 minute videos every day, and then streaming an hour just so I could talk and interact a little bit more with Fins fans, get some more vibes up. And we'll be good, man. Hope all is well. I appreciate you, bro. All is well. It's Victory Monday. Why would it not be? And yes, Adam, that's a great point. If I want to go for an hour, at least have some articles up or go in depth of what you've seen, pros and cons, what you think could be better, make it your own, bro. Exactly. I'm still working out the kinks. Again, this is only the second week of tuning in to Nando Talk an hour a day. I'm trying to just get a little better at it. I agree. I don't want to go for over an hour. I have done it before, and unless I have someone up here, it's not the most entertaining, and then it does get a little repetitive. But I agree. Hey, no, I get you, bro. It get a little overkill. I'm also not one for big panels. I'm a little shy, guys. I like talking to you guys, and it's always fun. but I'm more of a one-on-one conversation kind of guy. Even a one-on-one starts to get a little hard for me, bro. As you've seen, even when I talk to comments, I like to talk to one direct person. But I always appreciate constructive criticism like this as well. If there's anything you guys want to see for improvement of the show, please let me know. That's why I'm also streaming an hour a day. It's just to kind of get more feedback as well. Yeah, film, press conferences. I got to start bringing that up. I've got to start learning how to be able to do that. I'd love to be able to do like film Fridays, like that'd be a fun time. Victory Mondays, film Fridays. Well, I guess I'd need some film on Tuesday. Film Fridays would be more for breaking down, for previewing the game. Tuesday we could talk about it Tuesday. Hey, you see, that's what I'm saying. I think better on the spot, okay? So Victory Mondays, talk about it Tuesdays. I'll bring articles and film for you guys. You'll like to see that. And then Film Fridays to start breaking down, to start previewing the game on the upcoming week. Okay. Thank you for allowing me to inspire that. I'm going to write that down. I do appreciate the compliments as well, though. Glad everyone's enjoying. And yeah, mainly, just to wrap it up, guys, if this is all you watch of the show, the Miami Dolphins, we're giving our final thoughts. The Miami Dolphins, thanks for tuning in. Hold on. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Nando Talk Monday, 1:55 to 3 o'clock, a little off the schedule, but we're still good to rock. We'll be going 2 to 3 p.m. every day throughout this week. Talk about it Tuesdays, film Fridays, previewing the game. Talk about it Tuesdays, going over articles, press conferences, maybe a little film if we'll squeeze in there, man. It'll be a good time. Yeah, all 22. That's what I'm saying. We gotta add our own flair to it, man. I can't copy people. So we'll look into it. We'll keep improving the show. But for the final thoughts on the Detroit Lions victory on Tua, Tyreek, and Waddle becoming the new monster trio, the new big three, whatever you want to call them, I've loved it. I love this win. I will not discredit a win for this Lions team. Yes, they're now 1-6, but this Lions defense held Dak to 0 touchdowns. They made Kirk Cousins and Jalen Hurts' life a living hell, and they are feisty with Dan Campbell, the kneecap eating machine, out there to lead them. So I will 100% give credit to Tua, Tyreek, Waddle, this entire Dolphins defense for coming ready to play. Did it look scary when we dropped 14-0? Of course. But as a playoff contender, we did what great teams do. And we dug out of that hole. We battled through the adversity. We turned a fourth down that would have been from a 14-3 if we made the field goal. We went for it. We score. And then we turned that game, grab it by the nuts, and just go after it. 14-7. Keep up the pressure. The defense was a little shoddy in the first half, but in the second half, hold them to under 100 yards, no points, and we come back, win 31-27. The game was never in doubt when you saw the ball in Tua. You know he was hot from the beginning. 382 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I thought 327 yards, 3 TDs, and no interceptions would have been a great game. Was ridiculed for it. He added 50 yards on top of that. So, no, I'm bad at math. He added 60 yards on top of that. So, thank you, boss man Tua. It's always a nice time when you have no turnovers. When we win over that turnover battle, we keep the defense fresh. We allow them to be able to hang in there tight in the later of the game as they're not absolutely exhausted. So, great on the Miami Dolphins. Keep up that pressure. Go the road. The 8-3 continues. We're 5-3. Thank you to Tyreek Hill for 180 yards, 976 on the season, 24 away from cracking 1,000, and we're not even at week 9 yet. Let's see you break Calvin Johnson's single season record. Bada bing, bada bam. I'd love to see that. Waddle, 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 waddle. 2 touchdowns over 100 yards. Keep up that pressure, boss man. And Big Mike, 3 catches, 38 yards, a touchdown. I love that. Keep becoming that red zone threat, the red zone presence to allow this team to continue to grow. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Lions game probably tomorrow, but we're going to start transitioning to this Chicago Bears, the Bears game. We'll talk about it on Talk About It Tuesdays. We'll go over a little bit of some film on some preview on Film Friday, but for all intents and purposes, the Dolphins are coming back. We're going after it. We're coming back for that playoff spot, and we're going to keep that pressure up. So thank you for tuning in, guys. This has been Nando Talk. Be sure to catch me tomorrow, 2 to 3, and throughout the week. Be sure to watch for some shorts, as I love to post those up, clip them a little bit and edit it up, and then some shorter videos as well, maybe about some trade rumors, about Liam Eichenberg update, just other news around the Dolphins, and a little bit around the league. So, boom. Check that weather forecast for Sunday. Adam, is it that bad? Oh, my God. That's what we'll end the show on. Chicago Bears weather. Dun, 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 dun. How do I check this? Daily, daily, daily. If you're still here, drop a like, comment, and subscribe to Nano Talk. Greatly appreciate it. Just checking the Chicago Bears Sunday forecast. Oh my God, 64 degrees and like rainy. Wow, this is disgusting weather, bro. 60 high 64, low of 44, very windy, showers around, 55% chance of rain, an absolutely abysmal day, and an abysmal field. We all know Soldier Field is one of the worst quality fields. So that's going to be tough. And if we get that strong of winds of 50 miles per hour, let's hope Raheem Mostert is ready to run and gun. I originally just said 38-20. We might have to readjust that score, but we'll keep checking that weather update throughout the week. NFLweather.com. Exactly, boss man. That's where I peeped it out. But hey, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Tune in tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Help us. The road to 450 subscribers, the road to 8-3 for the Dolphins continues. And always remember, yeah, ouch, 56, rainy and windy, 20 miles. Not a fun time for the Chicago Bears game on Sunday. So that is something to be keeping an eye out for, and we'll keep track of that. Hopefully, the Dolphins have an answer for that windy, rainy game, which we know does not always play to our strengths. But Victory Monday, we beat the Lions. There we go, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, chins up, fins up. Thanks for joining. Please hit the like, subscribe, share. Stay safe and have a great weekend. Exactly, Boss Man Grand is here. As always, guys, remember, fins up, chins up, and keep enjoying, guys. Bam. See you tomorrow.